A very warm welcome to day 2 of the 2012 Dongfeng Citroën BWF Uber Cup. We're in Wuhan, in the province of Hubei in central China. And we're very much looking forward to this Group D clash in the Wuhan Sports Gymnasium Center between Denmark and the United States of America. Danish players getting ready with the war paint for their clash here with the United States of America. The Danish ladies will be favourites here after the Americans lost to Japan in this group 5-0 yesterday. And crowds getting ready as well to enjoy the occasion too. More than happy with China's performances both in the Thomas and Uber Cup yesterday with 2 5-0 victories. But we're concentrating on this Uber Cup clash between Denmark and the USA. The United States, the first nation to win the Uber Cup when it was staged at Lytham St Anne's near Blackpool in England back in 1957. There's the table as it stands so far. I mentioned that 5-0 win yesterday for Japan. That leaves them top of the table. Simple, isn't it? United States lose this one, and it's Denmark and Japan who are through to the quarterfinals, and they'll meet, of course, tomorrow with the right to try and win that group. I'm Richard Kaufman, and alongside me is Steen Pedersen, a man who's very much been involved in the Danish coaching setup for many, many years. Here's the lineup today, starting, of course, with Tina Baun in the women's singles against Wang, another women's singles with Jorgensen against Rina's little sister Iris. Then the #1 pairing from Denmark, Rytter and Pedersen up against Obanana. Another women's singles, Kjaersfeldt and Subandhi, finishing off with the women's doubles with Roepke and Kruse up against the Wang sisters. What are we expecting then, Steen? A whitewash here from the Danes, or would it not be as simple as that?
I think the Danes are hoping for a whitewash, but they know that they could spell more trouble than they'd like to. Denmark got 2 pretty unexperienced ladies singles players in the second and the third singles. So if the United States manage to take those 2 matches, the last ladies double could be a nail biter.
Well, here come the first 2 opponents. The 2 women's singles #1s for their respective countries. 2 ladies who will be in a couple of months in London for the Olympic Games. Wang, the 21-year-old from California, and Tina Baun, the queen of European badminton, the world #7. But some news for us, Steen, because I'm aware there could be some injury problems yet again for Tina.
Yeah, Tina had some problems yesterday with her shoulder. She told me after playing in to the stadium, and she sort of slept in a wrong position, and her shoulder felt a bit sore. But I spoke to her just now before the match here, and she said that it felt much better than yesterday. So she was confident that she was able to play, but didn't want to make any promises, as she wanted to sort of follow up on how the shoulder felt when she got on court.
Okay, well, we'll see how that develops. Obviously going to be interesting to see whether that shoulder does affect Tina Baun's performances. It's a year or so, hasn't it, of injury woe after injury woe. They're there with the match umpire there, Diraj Gunedri. And he's just making the usual preliminaries here ahead of this opening's women's singles match. So Tina Baun, of course, a very well-known face in the world of badminton, former world #1, winner of the European Championships just a month ago, winning against Juliana Schenk, who of course had beaten her at last year's World Championships. Up against Wang here, world #59, who lost yesterday to Sayaka Sato, 21-17, 21-16. First time they've ever met, no history between them before. Here is Wang, and obviously top American. Career win-loss ratio this year, pretty even. She's got her work cut out here, hasn't she, against Baun?
Yeah, it'll be very difficult if Tina is on top of her game. probably will have quite big problems in scoring against Tina, whereas she can use her size and her stick smashes.
As you may be able to hear, it's kind of a party atmosphere inside the stadium right now. And we're waiting for the music to die down, obviously, before these two ladies can get going. Yeah, as I say, it's really going to be interesting from a Danish perspective to see whether Tina Baun, as you can see, she's warming up. She looks pretty free and loose, doesn't she? And she was only saying, of course, there's Peter Gators amongst those who watches on. The Danish men have come on to cheer on the ladies. They're in Thomas Cup action later on. In a big match tomorrow, aren't they? After winning 5-0 yesterday, they got that match against Malaysia tomorrow, which will decide who wins that group. But I don't know. Was there any question here whether Tina actually wouldn't play? Because, you know, given the fact the Olympics is just around the corner, to aggravate a shoulder injury seems a fairly risky proposition, seeing as there are somebody else that could step in and play this match.
Yeah, it's not my opinion that there's been any discussions about not playing, because she felt better immediately after sleeping one more night here, and the Danish team, they really need to beat the USA to go to the quarterfinals, and losing the first singles there could be crucial, because the three other singles are quite unexperienced.
Ladies and gentlemen,
that might open up the whole team match for the United States.
By Wang. And on my left, Denmark, represented by Tina Baun. Denmark to serve. Level, play.
So Hubei Cup, Denmark against the United States of America. Tina Baun with this shoulder injury
Service over.
up against the American Wang, who, well, let's say lost pretty comfortably really yesterday against Sayaka Sato. Taking the opening point though, the American. That was good from Baun.
Service over. 1-all.
She's had the hip injury, the heel injury now, shoulder problem. I suppose, you know, it comes with playing top-class badminton over the years. You're going to get these knocks.
Yeah, and she's been playing for many years, so of course it's taking its toll on her.
Service over.
32 now. That's the coach from the United States, the former national team coach of Thailand, Chai Zimin. Fairly even start between these two ladies.
2.
Worth pointing out the Americans, of course, have won the Hubei Cup 3 times, of course, in its very early days. China didn't enter into the competition until the early 1980s. There's the Danish coaches watching on. Denmark have never won the Hubei Cup, beaten finalists in 2000, as well as 57 and 60 in those early days.
Service over. 3-5.
Tina's made a couple of errors here on the side, and one of the things that she's very important for her game is to sort of figure out if there's any drift and how it goes in the hole. So there hasn't been a lot so far.
It feels like the air conditioning's been pumped up a little bit today compared to yesterday, though. That could change things slightly.
see that Wang is trying to keep the shuttle low, not giving Tina any free chances to use her strong attacking game.
Well, she's played a couple of lovely shots in the last few points. Tina Baun won. Cross court the other way with her backhand and then that little forehand drop shot. She's opened up a nice lead now. And she seems to be playing without any pain. I mean, it's hard to tell, of course, but facially she doesn't seem to be any grimaces and she seems pretty loose.
Yeah, I don't think there's any restrictions on her game. We haven't seen any power smashes yet, but she hasn't had any real big opportunities. So.
Wang responding there.
Service over, 9-4. Service over, 5-9.
That victory for her in the European Championships, psychologically very important, wasn't it, for Tina beating Juliana Schenk, given her injury problems this year?
It was very, very important. It was a good match. Tina was in trouble in the quarterfinal against young Carolina Marin from Spain. Had to come back from being down 16-11 in the third game and ending up winning that tournament. That was a big achievement for her. Big booster of confidence.
Look at that with a fairly early exit in India. Here she is, and like I say, looks to be okay as far as that shoulder injury is concerned, and heads into the first interval with an 11-5 lead. They were trying to pick up, I'm not sure if you can hear what is being said at all, but a little shake of the head from the Danish coach there.
Yeah, I wasn't able to hear anything, but from reading her lips, I think she said it's going okay.
Okay, not in the way for her. Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Coach.
Smash here.
35.
Good shot there from Wang.
She's had a little bit of joy playing it. Those little drop shots. She's struggling to keep with Tina Baun here.
Service over, 14-7.
I know it's only a a point, Steen, whatever happens in this match. And that's another lovely example of where Wang's actually able to get a little bit of inroads into the game here. And it's only a point, but in these team events like this, the first point sometimes can prove to be the most vital.
It's very, very important, giving your team a good start. Sort of paving the way for the first ladies double. So nice going in to play your match knowing that you're 1-0 ahead. And the other way around, if you're behind, you know that you really have to win this match, otherwise you're in big, big trouble.
Well, the men in the Thomas Cup, you know, they feel they've got some chances to progress quite well in this competition. Denmark, ladies maybe aren't quite as strong.
No, there's not the same depth in the team in the singles department as there's two quite good ladies doubles. So Denmark will be depending on the first ladies singles and the two doubles. They have to perform well if Denmark is to go perhaps to the semifinals in this tournament. The target is a quarterfinal, and then they'll take it from there.
Service over. 10-16.
It's been pretty even since the interval, hasn't it? From 11-5 to 16-10.
Service over. 17-10.
Yeah, I think she's actually doing quite well, Wang. Perhaps Tina's slowed down a little bit, taking a big lead.
Of course, Tina's not played as much badminton as she would like due to her injuries, whereas Rena's played a lot of badminton, 26 tournaments in the last 12 months, trying to make sure she qualified for the Olympic Games. They put plenty of outfits with them, haven't they, the Danes, and some nice wigs as well.
Yeah, it's always nice to play these team events. The Danes love it because
19.
on a daily basis you compete as yourself or together with your partner, but now it's more like you got someone to share the joy with.
Game point.
You were involved with the Danish team for 10 game points here for Tina Baun. And she's just put it wide.
Service over. 11.
There's a bit of drift today, from the side at least. It goes from left to right, as we see it on the screen. It should have been a pretty safe shot, but still out.
12, 20.
And there's the opening game then for Denmark. Tina Baun taking it 21-12.
First game won by Denmark, 21-12.
Unable just to get the angle on that, dropping the wrong side of the net as far as she's concerned. I was going to say you were involved for something like 16 years in the coaching
Yeah,
circuit.
15 years with the national team.
So you must have had a lot of involvement with Tina.
Yeah, I've had even longer involvement with Tina because she started playing as a junior in the club where I was coaching. So I've actually been coaching her since she was 10 years old. So it's probably the player I know the best from the Danish team.
And so what was she like as a 10-year-old? I mean, we're going back now 20-odd years. I mean, do you look back then and think, you know, I knew then that she could get to world number one, or is it difficult to tell at that age?
No, I had no idea. I mean, she was obviously a great talent already back then, but she had a playing partner who was also a great talent, and I remember sometimes I thought that, that her partner was actually listening more to what I was trying to coach them. But she sort of picked up on it anyway, and suddenly it was in her game, and yeah, she just got better and better up during the junior years.
Nice mix-up of serves from Tina in the opening game. And, 5 winners from the net. So,
you could also see that Wang has only made 1 high service, and that's of course a good game plan, not giving Tina free chances to attack.
I mean, the big thing for Denmark now, I suppose, in both men and women's, is that, you know, you've had such great players in Tina Baun and Peter Gade, and Peter obviously is going to be calling it a day pretty soon. Tina, I know, wants to carry on, but for Danish badminton, it's a question of now trying to get that next generation coming through and getting up as high the world rankings as they have done.
Yeah, it's important that they get as close as possible before the big names call it quits. It's much easier to climb when you got someone to practice against. Hopefully Tina can play on for a couple of years still, perhaps finishing after the Worlds in Copenhagen in 2014, perhaps.
Nice angles there from Wang, but Baun's kept it going and then produces the overhead winner.
It was actually Wang controlling that rally until she made a little bit of a loose shot and then got punished very quickly.
Yeah, Wang plays obviously very different events to Tina, who's playing the Super Series and Grand Prix Gold events. Wang reached the semi-finals of an event in Tahiti only a month ago. Won the Peru International last year. Lovely slow-mo that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Of the desperation and the power to try and get to it. However unsuccessful it proved to be in the end, but super pictures. Super shot that. She's very much in command now, isn't she?
It's very, very short, that lift from Wang.
Service over. 1-6.
That shot actually started out okay, but got caught by the wind and ended up quite a bit wide.
Yeah, significant amount of drift there, that's for sure.
Service over. 7-1.
Well, fair to say now this is pretty easy for Tina Baun. One's really struggling to keep with her here. First game, there was some nice shots, but it's like she's running out of puff a bit.
Yeah, and we can see that Tina is using these long services that are quite flat. Puts a little bit of pressure on Wang from the beginning.
1.
Apology there, that just caught the top of the net. Ah, it was lovely. Lovely touch.
1.
service from Tina Baun in the left-hand side. Started in the middle of... Yeah, that was a picture of Marie Roepke.
Nej, lige præcis. Nej. Men det er fordi, hun er bange for, at hun slår nedad, selvfølgelig. Så vi er ved at træde frem, og være klar med catcheren heroppe, fordi hvis der kommer nogen, så kommer de flat, ikke?
Well, my Danish isn't as good as yours.
No, last
Pedersen.
Tina noticed that there isn't a lot of baseline play, and Lars said that's of course because she's afraid of your attack. So just step forward and be ready with the racket, because if there is any dangerous shots, it will be the flat ones, the drives. So
11.
she sort of has to earn the attack herself, Tina. Get Wang moving, play with big accuracy. Not that tall, Wang. Guess there must be like 25 centimeters difference at least between the two players. That short cross pick up there came really fast.
She's struggling to win a point right now, isn't she, Marina Wang? Well, she's kind of led the way, hasn't she, Tina Baun, in showing that the Chinese ladies can be beaten. There's a few now that have joined in on the act as well.
Yeah, Juliana Schenk has done really well. German player, also beaten a number of Chinese players.
Kusina Newal as well.
Exactly.
Has done it too.
Service over. 14.
Well, of course, we wish no ill harm on any of the Chinese players, but when they're world number 1, 2 and 3, it's nice in terms of mixing it up a little. That now and again there's players that can emerge that can take them on.
They sort of set the standards, and then it's up to the players from the other countries of following their lead and practicing as good and as hard as the Chinese players are doing. It's of course important that the European players see that it can be done.
Service over.
Good from Wang.
3.
A bit of misjudgment there from Tina Baun. You just have to look at that and you can understand why players get injuries when they're stretching as much as they are. It's pretty handy. She's married to the team physio as well, isn't she, Tina?
Yeah.
Got to see a lot of each other over the last year or so, haven't they?
15.
I think they've been traveling a lot, but he's not on this trip. The Danish team are traveling with without a physio for this tournament.
You surprised at that?
Service
Yeah, a
over.
little bit surprised,
16.
given it's an Olympic season, and but I think it's an economical question. There isn't enough funds to bring a physio to all tournaments in Asia.
Well, 22 minutes they've been playing, and Baun now just 4 points away from victory. It's been a huge gulf here. It's been a big lesson for Wang, who stuck with the task yesterday against Sato of Japan, but has struggled to really make inroads here on Tina Baun.
17.
played some quite good shots to the front court, Wang, that has given Tina some problems. And she needs to close them out tomorrow's match against Japan.
Service over. 18-5.
As long as Tina's conducting the rallies, there's sort of no problems whatsoever. But when Wang is taking the initiative, like now, she has some possibilities.
19-5.
It was wide.
20. Match point.
And it brings up match points. Well, 6 points in a row to close the deal then for Tina Baun. And what was a pretty useful workout given shoulder injury problems, but a pretty comfortable one in the end as well. She demolished Rina Wang there in pretty quick time.
Match won by Denmark. 21-12, 21-5.
Should be pretty satisfied with that.
Yeah, I think so. Under normal circumstances, she might want to play a little bit longer to get used to the stadium, but given the fact that she's had some small problems with her shoulder, she might be happy with just playing these 25 minutes and then being able to rest for the remainder of the day.
That was confirmation of the score then, 21-12, 21-5. And here's some of the stats. And not surprisingly, Tina dominating them in all areas. So that's the first point on the board then for the Danes. Tina Baun certainly flying the flag in this opening women's singles match. So 1-0 to the Danes over the United States of America. Next up, it's the second of our women's singles matches as Karina Jorgensen takes on Rina's little sister, Iris Wang. Just waiting for the two players to emerge here onto the court. Of course, 4 courts, as you can probably see, in action throughout these round-robin group stages. 3 teams in each group. And even though it is the best of 5, all 5 matches are played, even if one side takes the opening 3 rubbers. 2 teams from each group go through of these group of 3s before we get to the quarter-final stages. So Jorgensen against Iris Wang is our next matchup. And one would expect this one to be a little tighter than the opening singles game.
Yes, I think it will be. Karina is one of the upcoming players in Denmark, but one thing that we will notice is that they are more even in height. Not very tall players, nor Wang nor Jorgensen. So Karina won't have an easy task in scoring points. She doesn't have that strong attack, but it's a very solid game.
Here they come. Jorgensen leading the way.
We will have the second match of Yuba Cup Group D, women's single in court 1. Representing Denmark, Jorgensen. Representing United States of America, Baun.
There's Iris. 17, Karina. Indian born. 23 now, as you say, one of the up-and-coming players. One of these matches, I think, where less power, maybe some longer rallies we might get to see here. Just about reach over the net.
Yeah, we can see the players were a little bit unsure whether it was over the net or under the net that they were going to say hello.
With the match umpire, Zhang Sangliang of China. Well, of course, the Karina Jorgensen sort of came on the badminton map when she won the European Juniors in 2007. First time that had happened for a while, as far as Denmark were concerned. She's up against Iris Wang here, of course. 4 years the junior of her sister Rina. Had 3 semis in challenger events in 2012, and she played pretty well yesterday, and especially in the first game against Erika Hirose. Here's her win-loss ratio this year, pretty even. 87th in those world rankings. Which is 30 plus more than Karina Jorgensen is at number 51. Given the fact that she won those European Juniors now, what, 5 years ago? What's the feeling in Denmark about how her game's progressed?
Well, I think there might be some people who'd expected a little bit more from her, but she's sort of raised to number 2 in Denmark a little too quick because of injuries to Nana Broselat, who quit top badminton 2 years ago, and also Camilla Sorensen. So there was a gap there between the 2 players and the young ones, where I count Jorgensen in as being one of the young ones still, quite inexperienced in bigger tournaments, and tends to be a little bit nervous. So it's going to be a challenge for her, this game, but also a great development. And if the US are going to take one of these matches, I think this could be the one that they have the best chance of.
So can Iris Wang cause an upset here? Get a point on the board for the United States. They lost all 5 matches to Japan yesterday. 1 down already here after Tina Baun's victory over Irina Wang. Just wide with the attempted smash from Iris there.
Service over. 1, 2.
We will have the second match of Thomas Cup Group C and single.
Service over.
Representing Malaysia, Aaron Lee. Representing South Africa, William Fusion.
game's already starting to develop its pattern, isn't it? Try and zoom in. Looks rather unmoved by it all.
Yeah. There's no doubt both these players are going to work a bit harder than Tine Baun to score their points.
3-all.
A bit more clears in the game.
Wang ahead for the first time in this game.
Caught by the drift. And quite a bit wide.
Service over. 5-all.
Just along with the serve from Jorgensen.
6-5.
A big hole like this with a high service, there's really no need to put it that close to the lines.
It's just wide as well.
7-5.
A slight advantage early on here for the American Iris Wang.
Service over. 6-7.
Well played.
Service over. 8.
Keeping the net.
She's very sprightly, isn't she, Iris Wang? She moves around the court pretty well.
Opening up a bit too early there, Jorgensen, and got herself into trouble.
Nicely played that time.
Service over. 7-9.
Wide.
We said we thought it was going to be a lot tighter than the opening match, and it's proving to be the way so far.
We will have the second match of Thomas Roepke men's doubles in court 4. Representing Germany, Rytter. Jorgensen. Representing United States of America, Wang.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it, when to trust the drift, isn't it? I mean, because it's starting as if it's going to go in, but you're right. I think it was going to drift wide there, and it's cost Jorgensen the point.
Just shows that at least Jorgensen is not experienced in playing in big halls like this. If you're experienced, you know that you have to let it fall sometimes early in the match to check if you're reading the drift correctly.
Yeah, better than risking it 17-all.
Exactly.
Interval.
So at the interval, Jorgensen ahead, just.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn off the flashlight on your operation.
Rytter Olsen, the coach for Denmark. Jorgensen.
分下打那边一直近，打那边多一点，好不好？步伐加快，手稍稳一点，是这样。往前样抢到他，不要被他控制打，你要控制打，前面打。
Keeping your eye on the shuttle all the way.
It's really great pictures.
Alice.
Almost doing the splits there, isn't she? Great
11, 10,
flexibility.
play. Service over. 11-all.
It's a bad mistake, this one, because it was in the middle of the net, and even if it had gone over, there wouldn't be much chance of winning the point. So another mistake on the side from
12,
Irish
11.
Wang, and seems like she's got big difficulties controlling the wind.
That was good.
Service over. 12-all.
Well, yesterday we saw 10 matches, and they're all fairly predictable, weren't they? Steen kind of knew which way they were going to go. There's a sense of unpredictability about this one.
Yeah.
13-12. Service over. 13-all.
Well, they're swapping points at the moment.
Good smash here.
14,
Wang to
13.
the body. Another good rally from the American player.
13.
Yeah, I'm just in this final third of the game, just finding a little bit of an edge. Oh, that was important, wasn't it? Important point for Jorgensen, and she got the luck when required.
14-15.
Great shot there. That's 15-all. Could have been 16-13 for Wang, but now everything is completely open again.
Oh, excellent.
Right.
Yeah.
Service over. 16-15.
Been fairly good standard of badminton actually in the last 3 or 4 points.
Service over. 16 all. Service over.
Touch.
17 16.
Well played. Wang here sort of senses that Jorgensen moves away from the net too quickly.
Hey! 18 16. Service over. 17 18.
It's tight. Well, it's getting to the big points now. And we have parity once
18
again.
all. Service over. 19
Fault was
18.
called on
Yeah.
Jorgensen there.
What was the fault for?
I think she probably touched the net. She did. It's the correct call.
And it's
20
game points
game point,
for the
18.
17-year-old from America, Iris Wang. 2 of them as well. Oh, very good under the pressure she is.
19 20.
Quality shot.
The first clear that sets up the opportunity.
Oh, excellent.
Game.
And Iris Wang takes the opening game in this second
United
women's
States of
singles.
America, 21-19.
It's the first game that America have won at this Hubei Cup after their straight games defeats in every match against Japan yesterday. How was your lip reading, Steve?
Not good this time. Wasn't able to pick up anything.
I think must do better was probably amongst some of it.
Ja, fordi hun har lige overtaget der. Ja, indtil videre i hvert fald. Hun var lille, så hun skulle ikke så meget, men man vil gerne meget lidt let. Det er virkelig i forhold til det. Og hvis du spiller en kort, så turde du stående, fordi hun ligger næsten bag 29 gange. Ja. Så er det fint. Jeg er stadig kun til glæde der.
Yeah, they were discussing the shots from Iris Wang's backhand side, where she'd been able to sort of keep the net a number of times. So now the plan is that when Jorgensen is playing the net, she has to stay on the front court, and if Iris plays the net first, then just lift it away
Part 1, 20 seconds.
towards the
Part
baseline.
1, 20 seconds.
So, is this going to be a little turn up for the books? Can Iris Wang
And again,
take
level.
the scalp here of Karina Jorgensen in this second women's singles?
think it depends a lot on the beginning of this game. If Jorgensen can build a 2-3 point lead, I think she'll take this second game.
She's taking the opening point. Oh, right on the line.
Yeah.
Drift helped her out there.
A little too close for my taste, but yeah, the drift helped her. Yesterday it would have gone wide, so the playing conditions have changed quite a bit.
Oh, fabulous reactions. Quality shot as well. That's going to drift wide though.
And we can see that Jorgensen is not a natural attacking player. There's no chance that Baun would have missed a chance like that.
I mean, she admits herself that she has to be patient. She's a defensive player. I mean, is there any way in which it can be coached in her that to be more aggressive and be more positive?
I think we've actually seen her try to be a little bit more, if not aggressive, than controlling, using some smashes, not 100% smashes and not very powerful, but using smashes to sort of try to control the rally and being able to keep the initiative. But it's also clear that she's not very experienced in that and perhaps a little bit uncertain on what to do.
Well, she's had the start that you were calling for at the start of this second game, taking the first 5 points here. Good response to losing that opening game.
Service over. 1-5.
Can't afford too many of those shots. Pictures there.
If you just wonder whether they give it all, I mean, didn't need to say anything, just watch that.
Service over. 2-6.
Just hit the tape and hustled Jorgensen. Just seems much more confident in this second game.
You have to wonder why she wasn't in the first.
Yeah, I think it has to do with the nerves, not knowing what's going to happen, how's this match going to be. But now in the second game, she's lost one, so just go out and play. You really got nothing to lose.
Service over.
Right on the line, that one from Iris Wang. That's her third point of the game. Getting a little frustrated now. She's only 17. The joy of taking the opening game. Frustration of being 5 points down in this.
9-3.
Wide.
10-3.
stark contrast to the way the opening game began when it was only 11-10 at the interval. This time Jorgensen very much in command.
Opponent cannot get a net. He always push back. If you return it far, he goes back. See? Not always go overhead. Overhead opponent lifting. Stop. Play. You hard. Play. This is back. It's good. See? Okay. Sometimes you want to go. Okay, go hard. But go down. Okay. The forehand not always here. Sometimes get smashed here too. Yeah. He gets smashed too.
So what are the instructions there from the American coach, Chai Zimin?
Well, I'm not quite sure, but I think that he'd read that Karina is, or Jorgensen, she's always lifting from the net here in the second game, and he also wanted Irish Wang to smash a bit more. No.
What a miss. She set it up so perfectly for herself. She just lost concentration, didn't she?
She was following so closely what happened to that one. Now the next couple of rallies are going to be really decisive. Can she shake that off?
She still has a comfortable 7-point lead. Should have been 9.
Exactly.
Oh, that was close.
Service over. 12-4.
Jorgensen has been able to cut down her amount of errors in this game. Good call.
14-4.
She's
Service over. 5.
was correct by the umpire.
So she overruled.
Yeah.
It was given out, wasn't it, by the judge?
Well played.
Service over. 15-5. Service over. 6-15.
Great deception there.
Service over. 16-6.
She did well to get that out of her body, didn't she, Jorgensen?
Service over. 7-16.
Nice rally.
Well played by Irish Wang.
16.
Taking the control here.
Yeah, and important points. I mean, she might not win the game, but it sets her up better frame of mind for what should be the decisive game, of course, the third.
Also gives us some idea on how can I actually score here.
Service over. 17-8.
nature.
18.
Very effective.
Service over, 19-10. Service over, 11-19.
Trying to get too cute with that.
Game point,
Irish
11.
Wang, and it means it's game points now for Karina Jorgensen to level it up at a game all. And there we go, into a third and decisive game we shall go.
21-11. One game all.
So 21-11, the Dane's way. It went in that second game after that very tight opening game. She certainly was the superior in the second.
关键是看你的战术怎么用，还有分项怎么控制好，对不对？你看一般的情况，你是头顶掉这边，他肯定扫那边，他那边过来，他肯定打这边打直线，这个路线一定要知道。这里他停一下掉，停一下都是停一下。那你呢？能不能想办法，就是说他停，你不要先动，你要控制他也是这样停，啪这个啪这个停一下再走，停一下再走，看他往哪里跑。 对不对？这个很关键，你这个一直要跑得好。另外，你的不要想一两拍能够打死对方，步伐跑得积极一点，手带停，但是你要稳一点打，不要说一下子要把对方打死，好不好？对方现在是分项又变了，你刚才分项都没有处理好出界，对不对？现在是往那边走，你可以打到正手出去一点，他会吹进来，打这边小心。
You'd think with an American coach I'd be able to tell you what he's saying, but unfortunately on this occasion with Chai Min there not speaking in English, I can't. But what is for sure is that it's a crucial game coming up. Chance for the Americans to get their first point on the board at this Hubei Cup.
Part 1, 20 seconds. Part 1, 20 seconds.
Jorgensen reacting really well to going a game down. Took those first 5 points in the second game. Now who can get their noses in front in this decisive third?
Level play.
First point goes Denmark's way.
Service over. 1-all.
A couple of times Jorgensen has committed that error.
Service over. 2-1.
She looks as if she's picking up where she left off here, Jorgensen, early stages.
We will have the third match of Thomas Cup Group C men's single in court 2. Representing Malaysia, Mohammed Hafiz Hashim. Representing South Africa, Biennial.
Yeah, it's great play here from Jorgensen. It seems he's got the right strategy now.
Didn't miss by much. Umpire just talking to Iris Wang. Nice.
Really good shot.
By the way, she looked back towards her coaches just to get confirmation that was a good shot. And again, looks a different player to the player we saw in the first game.
Yeah, totally different, and got a much better control in both the second and the beginning here of the third game.
Plenty of aggression as well for someone, you know, we were talking about before, who was defensive just along with that one, but you know, she's certainly trying to take positive steps in what had been a negative beginning.
Wang trying to close the gap, but now it's 3 points again, and it's probably enough to keep Jorgensen quite confident.
Just touch wide from Jorgensen.
We play a lot in the left-hand side, of course, because it's considered quite safe regarding the side wind, but no need to play that close to the lines.
To close that gap, Iris Wang here. Trading very early on.
Making too many errors.
Yeah, I was
Wang.
just about to say exactly the same thing. It's she needs to make Jorgensen work a little harder for her points.
And it's on crucial times which is just about caught up, and then letting the Dane draw away again.
So there you go, she's got it back to 2 points again. Now can she keep this kind of solidity going until the break? Or is she going to throw in another unforced error?
Actually, if you can just smash and then move forward, you can control the game, because both players are picking up shortly
9-10
in the defensive game. Haven't seen any long defense from any of the two players.
Well, down to 1 point now. One game all, 10 points all.
I think actually Coach Chai from the United States must be really satisfied with this rally. I think it was just what he told Irish Wang.
4 points in a row come to an end, and Karina Jorgensen is in the lead, but just by that single point.
But pay attention, all hand seems better, forehand weak, but not too much 100% like this one. Sometimes the pass goes here, and it goes here, and go here. See, not always in one line. Even your defense, you must think it, how to change the way, no return the same way.
观众朋友们，在比赛期间，为了保证运动员正常发挥，请您不要使用闪光。
Well, to play for then.
Ladies and gentlemen, please.
Well, we could hear that Chai Simin was talking, but wasn't really able to pick up on what he said.
First point after the break goes Jorgensen's way. She has a 2-point advantage now in this decisive game.
Service over. 11-12. Service over. 13-11.
Oh, expecting the drift to take hold. Thought about it, looked as if she might. Should I? No, I'll leave it, and it proved to be the wrong decision in the end.
Hey! 13.
And we're back level again. Well, we'll be playing more than 40 minutes already. Well, we haven't seen too many close encounters in matches so far in either the Thomas Cup or the Hubei Cup. Yesterday, every match bar one finished 5-0. The one that didn't was the match between Netherlands and the Chinese Taipei, which the Netherlands pulled off with a 3-2 win. Otherwise, everything else was 5-0 to those that you'd expect to win.
15-13.
But here, with Iris Wang now 15-13 up, a chance maybe to get it to 1-1 in this match between Denmark and America. Jorgensen's going to have to dig deep again here. Certainly digging deep in this rally. Lovely shot. Brilliant. Excellent. Back against the wall, she produced some really good badminton there.
It's a great rally from both sides, but really, really important for the Danish girl, as her body language hadn't looked too good in the last 2 or 3 rallies, or rather between them.
She was in a commanding position, wasn't she, in this final game? Just the turning point, I feel, was just before the interval. She was 10-6 up. And she then lost those 4 points in a row, and it's given Wang the belief again that she can maybe pull this off. Fabulous rally again, isn't it? Vital point, and Jorgensen wins it again. Well, she is giving it everything here. Just 17 years of age, Iris Wang.
She was actually controlling this rally all the way through, but I think that made it a little bit easier for Jorgensen, because she didn't have to take any decisions. She just had to try and retrieve it as good as possible. So perhaps giving a little bit more time to the Danish player to make her think, what stroke should I choose? That might be a good solution for Wang now.
Well, both girls taking a little breather here. You can't blame them after the last couple of rallies. Been wholehearted. Here we go. The final furlong in the race.
Play.
Back to even Stevens. Getting closer.
3号场地将进行尤伯杯斯组第3场的比赛。德国队乔安娜·罗比斯菲斯基、阿米斯克莱斯对阵澳大利亚队安特田·尤西尼亚亚中。
We will have the third match of Hubei Province women's doubles.
18-16.
Nice follow up here from Wang. Jorgensen quite lucky at the net to get that over.
Some crucial points coming up now. Producing the goods. 2 points now from victory. Well, you did say at the start of this game, Steen, if there was a chance for an upset, this maybe could be the match. Absorbing, and it's excellent from Jorgensen. Again, she's been able to produce 1 or 2 shots like that in some very important rallies. Otherwise it would be match over by now. Points. 37 places between them in the world rankings. Jorgensen now really has got her back against the wall. One save.
It was a bit too steep, that one. Wide.
It's wide from Jorgensen. And Iris Wang, the 17-year-old from California, has given the United States of America their first point in the 2012 Hubei Cup. A thrilling 3-game match.
United States of America, 21-19, 11-21, 21-19.
The pendulum swung one way, then the other. Wang taking that opening game, but you felt after the way that Jorgensen took the second game and started the third that the Dane would come through, but Wang proved too strong in the end.
Yeah, and I think, as you said before, Richard, the crucial point was at 10-6. Could have been 11-6 at the turn, but Jorgensen wasn't able to capitalize on the lead. And a good performance from Iris Wang, who must be very satisfied to secure the first point for the United States.
Great match comes to an end and goes the United States of America's way. And this is how it looks now. Denmark 1, the United States of America 1. Women's doubles is our next offering. Camilla Rytter and Christina Pedersen up against Eva Lee and Pauline Obanana. All to play for now at 1 apiece, Steen.
Yeah, this match is only going to go one way, and that's Denmark's way.
You're confident on this one?
Totally.
Yeah, well, Rytter and Pedersen one of the world's best doubles pairs around at the moment. He and Obanana certainly will have their work cut out to make a match of this one. But obviously coming up after that is the young Dane Kjaersfeldt against Subandhi. And the other doubles match, are you as confident of?
Actually, I'm quite confident that Denmark is going to take a 3-1 lead. I think this ladies doubles, I'm actually absolutely sure that Denmark will win, but I'm also quite confident that Line Kjaersfeldt will beat Subandhi. As we saw her yesterday, she wasn't exactly in the same class as the two Wang sisters.
Representing the United States of America, Obanana.
So there are Camilla Rytter and Christina Pedersen. Eva-Lee and Pauline Obanana. Rytter and Pedersen. Certainly a formidable pair. World rank number 5. Referee and umpire for this game is Steve Cheng of Hong Kong.
Please. That's a yellow. That's a red. You choose red. You choose red. Okay. Red.
Nice catch.
Kruse. Okay, you are Christina. Okay. Obanana. Okay, which one? Okay.
You can see on the right arm of Eva-Lee that the Olympic qualification period has been a tough one to get through.
Yeah, they just missed out on their qualification for the Olympics. They were second in the Pan Am ranking. Alex Bruce and Michelle Lee, number 1, they qualified. And Denmark were unsure whether to take Rytter and Pedersen to the Olympics. Thought it might affect their mixed doubles, but you were telling me earlier, Steen, they made a decision before they flew out to Wuhan.
Yeah, they've decided to let them play 2 categories in the Olympics. It's always a good question whether it will affect positively or negatively. And after the Olympics, we'll know if they get a medal. It's been positive. If it's not, it's been negative.
Well, here's Pauline Obanana. As you can see, a pretty positive win-loss ratio. They won a recent event in Tahiti just a month ago, runners-up in the Swedish International, the Austrian International and the Polish International, so they're used to winning matches. 30th in the world. A couple of wins for them last year. They won the bronze in the Pan American Games. Yeah, it's an interesting decision that has to be made. I mean, Christina Pedersen here was saying, you know, during the qualification period, it hasn't affected us negatively. You know, we've been doing well in both disciplines, so why should it during the Olympics?
Yeah, but there's also both their playing partners in mixed doubles, Joachim Fischer and Thomas Leborn, have been injured from time to time, and having the ladies doubles still playing, still having tournaments to look forward to has been good for them, no doubt about that. At the Olympics, it's a little bit different this time as there's group play. First time ever in the Olympics that there's group play in badminton, so you get to play a lot of matches, and I think that the doubles competition at the Olympics will be considerably stronger than the singles, so it might be quite tough matches even from the beginning. So of course it's reasonable to consider what to do instead of just automatically selecting the players in 2 categories.
Representing Germany, Dongfeng. Representing United States of America, Juhl.
Well, both these American ladies born outside of that country. Eva-Lee born in Hong Kong, Obanana born in the Philippines.
Control. If you defend, doesn't matter.
What is the strength of Pedersen and Ruhl then? What makes them such a good pairing?
Sometimes defense, okay.
First of all, they're very good tactically. They're able to read their opponents well and carry out tactics in the game. And of course, they're both very tall players, so they have quite good attacks. They're good with the racket, really fast racket movement. They can create points. Both players can create points by themselves, and that's, in my opinion, really important in international ladies doubles.
On my left, United States of America.
They serve very well.
Obanana. Christina to serve. 2 baller.
Well, 1 point apiece now.
Level, play.
The Danes big favourites in this women's doubles.
One love.
Last outing saw them take the European title, Pedersen and Juhl. Their compatriots Kruse and Roepke in that one.
Hot. Service over. 1-all.
2号场地将进行康比斯杯 C 组第4场的比赛。马来西亚队陈生红、齐建杰对阵南非队多利安·詹姆斯威廉队。
We will have the 4th match of Thomas Cup, Group C, men's doubles in Court 2. Representing Malaysia, Boon Hong Tan, Kim Ki Koo.
There we saw some of the strong points from the Danes, able to set up the attack, and both players follow up on the front court.
Service over. 2-all.
Quite
Service
high,
over.
short service from
3-2.
Obanana, and immediately punished by Juhl.
Just going back to that Olympics point, and if they had said no, that was good by the way.
Service over.
It's,
3-all.
3-all now. If they had said no, it'd been rather dispiriting, wouldn't it, for the ladies?
Yeah, and that also might have been the environment for the next couple of months up to the Olympics might not have been as good as it is now. And it also, on the positive side, it could give you some security knowing that you play 2 categories. So if you should miss in the one, you still have a good chance in the other one. I think that started actually on the line, but sort of
missed by a long way in the end, didn't it?
Yeah.
That was the drift taking its effect.
Play.
Danes sort of in control from the beginning of the match here, quite as we expected.
Of the court. Very much the focal point of this rally, although the lead now in it for America.
Good call. We can see in the beginning of this rally, Obanana was just smashing a lot of times from the back court, and the Danes were in totally perfect defense position, so there was really nothing to gain from smashing in those positions.
Just the start the Danes would have wanted here.
Service over. 4-8.
Good service return from Obanana, just putting it below the tape.
Five, 8.
So
6-8.
surprising miss that from Juhl.
Yeah, there's been a couple of mistakes. Starting with the service return, which he put in the net, then one long, and now this one. So it's time to gear up a little bit.
Seven, 8.
Well, after being very much in control, a few errors have slipped in from the Danes, and suddenly it's at 8-all. that helps their cause.
Service
Yeah.
over.
And
9,
actually,
8.
a lot of players could learn from this, that if you don't play at 100%, then you're suddenly not as much better than the opponent as you believe.
Yeah, that goes for any sport, really, not just in badminton, but
Exactly.
10,
a
8.
wake-up call.
Well played by
Service over.
the Americans here.
9, 10.
Showing great patience and control.
There's the Danish power that takes them into the interval with a
11,
11-9 lead.
9. Interval.
Ja, så skal vi bare lige passe på, fordi det var rigtig gode til i starten. Det var, når hvis de lige rev en over, og vi var lidt ude af balance, så spiller vi bare et simpelt slag. Og der er det i midten der vil I gerne lave noget på den stadigvæk. Og så at de får chancen for at spille kontra. Enten bare stoppe den, eller også så køre den op over dem. De har ikke slået en igennem os endnu. Okay. Så spille med dem, hold det simpelt, og så...
Jeg behøver ikke lige at lade det første slag på defensivt. Bare lægge en op i stedet for at gøre det på næste.
Men der er den ene duel, hvor I står og kører den lidt på din side og sådan noget. Det er fint. I skal bare være klar på, at alle deres slag kommer højt. Så I skal være klar heroppe omkring, ikke? Okay.
So, here comes our translator. Steen, tell us what Lars was saying there.
Yeah, so they started out really good, and then in the middle of the game, they sort of wanted to do too much without really having the chance to do it,
11,
or the correct
play.
position to do it. So instead of trying to do too much, then just play a little bit more patient. Let the Americans do the work. They're quite good in defense, but exactly that shot
Service
was
over.
one that Lars warned the girls
10,
about.
11.
That the American offense is a bit flat, so they have to raise the rackets a little bit. Danes are sort of waiting for very, very steep smashes, and that's just not going
Service
to happen.
over. 12, 10. Service over. 11-12.
Long, but that was a bit lucky for the Danes again.
13-11.
So I think he tried to do too much again in a no-chance situation.
Service over. 12-13. Service over. 14-12.
I think Danish girls should try to raise the speed a little bit, be a little bit more concentrated and finish this off a little bit quicker than they might do now. That was long. That quick serve from Pedersen here.
13-14.
Yep.
You can see the way they walk around the court. It's sort of slow movements. I think they feel pretty confident that they're going to win this match. But
Well, you certainly were.
yeah.
14-0.
But it's 14-all now.
Yeah, but they've made probably 12 mistakes. So
No, I take your point, but as you say, you know, even if you are world number 5, you've still got to be playing 100% shots like that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're not going to win the points.
you actually, a lot of players try to save a little bit of energy and power when they feel that they can win the match, but they end up using more energy and power because it's going to be tight, and then you're going to be using psychological energy, so to speak.
Never mind, you're playing more points.
Yeah. Then, of course, there might be this that it's the first match that the Danes play in the hall, and the Americans played yesterday, so their timing might be a little bit better. But
and some credit as well to Lee and Obanana here. They're playing pretty well.
16.
They're raising their game.
They are.
You know, as I say, they come here with some confidence with the wins that they've produced over the last year or so. Disappointment, obviously, in not qualifying for the Olympics.
16-all.
Marina Wang, who we saw early on, the only female who will be representing America at the Olympic Games.
It's not exactly boosting your confidence from Dane's point of view.
They're behind now.
Service over.
Jorgensen's defeat
17
to Iris Wang was a bit of a surprise. This would be a huge turn up for the books if Obanana and...
There will be no surprise, but it will be perhaps a little bit tougher than I expected in the beginning, but the Danes will win.
18-17.
They're ahead again now. Got it right this time, the flick serve.
17.
It's a very, very good server, Pedersen. Sort of put it in all positions.
And suddenly game points have arrived.
17.
Thanks to 4 points in a row. one save.
Service over. 18-20.
Well, it's tighter still.
20.
And all credit to Obanana and Lee. They're going toe-to-toe here with the world number 5s. A little bit of an anxious looks on the Danish coach's bench. And it's now 20 all.
That was a really, really good shot from Obanana. Exactly the right placement. And now it's all down to luck.
And into extra points. 2 clear points required. Game point again for Denmark.
Service over. 21-20.
Well, they were given a bit of a fright, but Denmark do take the opening game 22-20.
22-20.
Credit to Lee and Obanana. They really gave it everything, even saving a couple of game points there at the end too. But it is the first game to Denmark, and they'll be hoping to push on from there.
And then, if you cannot return, you just go both sides first. Both sides from the defense. Start from the defense. No mistake for the immediately for the receive service. Okay. Second, you netting good. You set up very good today. With teamwork, you in front, set up. You better the other side. You better, remember. And then press, open it up. You attack. These are the good team for ours. Okay. You set up. Soft. You soft the better than other side. But sometimes you go both sides. When I defense, how to push and soft.
Med højde, fordi så er der også masser af plads at placere den lidt på. Få lidt smil på igen, og start. Det skal være fedt.
You defend, set, you go forward, you go back. Okay? Almost a close, very close. Play so good today.
We heard the American coach emphasizing that the Americans should avoid making mistakes in the service situation.
Viva. Is it? Should be it? Okay.
As we see the
Got one,
statistics
20
here, we
seconds.
can see that
Got one, 20 seconds.
Danes had 4 more overhead winners than the Americans. The rest was
Are you sure?
quite even.
Are you ready? Second game.
It'll be interesting to see here in the second game whether the Danes can sort of increase the pace, or the Americans can continue to play well and sort of take the control.
Service over.
Rush here by
One.
Pedersen, but
Love.
put it wide.
Service over. 1-all. Service over. 2-1.
Definitely the Danes have some difficulties in getting the right timing in their overhead shots.
Yeah, well,
3-1.
it was tight in the first game, and it looks like it's going to be tight in the second as well.
Call.
Full call on the serve.
2-4. Out. Service over. 5-2.
Well, given all the bandages and the strapping there for Ava Lee, you wonder whether she can actually swing the racket, but all there for protection, one assumes.
3-5.
Very strange match.
What do you mean by that strange match, Steen? Because, I mean...
It's the intensity. There is rallies, but the intensity is almost gone. I mean, it's like they're waiting for someone to shout at them, "Come on, let's play now."
Service over.
I mean, yesterday the
6-4.
this pair were really swept aside by Fuji and Kakawa. It was 21-8, 21-9. You wouldn't have seen this coming, would you?
Let's move.
That's better.
Service over.
From a Danish point of view.
5-6.
First time in a while that the Americans hasn't succeeded getting out of the defense.
Six. Service over. 7-all.
Absolutely impossible to return for Christina Pedersen, but it was actually what Coach Chai warned the American pair of doing. Do not take too many risks on short services.
Very short, I was going to say rallies. They're not even rallies, are they?
No.
Serve, that's it.
We saw Christina rushing towards the net here and sort of putting pressure on the Americans, but Camilla was staying back, not helping her, and the Americans get out of the trouble, ending up winning the rally.
Wow, who would have predicted this? First of all, the first game struggles that took it to extra points, and now the Americans have an 11-7 lead here in game number 2. Are we heading for another 3-gamer?
sortere helt op i det sidste gear.
Jeg synes bare, jeg har en pisse ringe fornemmelse.
Hvad siger du?
Jeg har en pisse ringe fornemmelse om mit spil og min bevægelse. Jeg føler, jeg er...
Short, you don't release. Okay? So key point is pay more attention serve, receive service. And then second, when we defense, how release turn to attack. Release meaning is a way, soft, hard, back, front. How to see the release perform. And then attack. If you have a chance, push the body.
So Pedersen then, Steen, I mean, it was quite animated in the Danish camp, as you'd expect.
Yeah, but, Lars was coming in saying that we need to gear up, and I totally agree. And Camilla and Christina said that they were not feeling confident on court, and I also agree to that, because it's obvious that they're not feeling confident. But
I mean,
11-7.
From a professional perspective, you just sometimes turn up on a court one day, and you know you have different feelings now. Sometimes it goes for you. You feel heavy-legged. The racket's not moving in the way you want it to move. And
yeah, definitely. But it started out quite well until 8-3, and then there was some stupid mistakes, 4 in a row, and suddenly it was an even match. And there's some things that you could do. I mean, you could smash a bit more, force yourself to go forward, move faster. This is a good rally. Both sides playing well.
clash of rackets between the Danes there. Still in the rally though.
Well, that's more like it.
Service over. 8-12. Service over. 13-8.
It's a very nice 5-point lead the Americans have here.
Yeah, and they're following the coaches' advice on the service returns. Just play them to the side and don't risk anything. As it is at the moment, the Danes will create the points for you.
Service over. 9-13.
Actually a good turnaround. The defense for the American pair here, just unable to capitalize on it.
We will have the fourth match on Thomas Group D, men's doubles.
11-13.
Representing Germany, Michael Pedersen. Representing Germany, Oliver Ross. Representing United States of America, Pedersen.
Comfortable smash from Pedersen, and 5-point leads down to 2 now.
Good service.
12-13.
Not where Obanana expected, and that sort of paved the way for a mistake.
Service over. 14-12.
马来西亚队吴伟森、李清华对阵南非队普拉塔什维加亚纳斯亚当鲁马伊塔。
She did well there in Badminton, didn't she?
Really good defense by Obanana there.
Representing Malaysia, Bijan Gold, Kim Hwa Lim. Representing South Africa, Prakash Vianajat, Jacob Maliaka.
16.
Just when you thought the Danes were just going to start gaining control of this match again, it starts to slip again. Left.
17, 12.
Excellent rally.
Extremely well played. It's really well played by
18,
the American side here, controlling everything, and moving faster than the Danes.
Well, what an intriguing match this is turning out to be. 1-1, and it could be 1 game all in the third.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a decisive game now. It's too big a lead to catch up on.
Service over.
There was a sign of Juhl changing gear.
18. Film, please.
The lead trying to catch the attention of the umpire.
Good time for the Americans to take a break, really. Just lost a couple of points, and you know they're only a few points away from making it 1-1.
Can't see it in the picture here, but Ivali is close to the coach behind the court.
14, 18. Service over.
Well, from watching these pictures, you can't tell who is number 5 in the world and who is ranked number 30. Or is it 24?
No, 30, you're right, yeah. 25 places between them in the world rankings, but as you say, you wouldn't know it. And it's game points to the American pair of Ava Lee and Paulina Obanana. Chance to make it 1-1. And there you go, it's long, and it is 1 point apiece. After the first 2 singles, it's now 1 game apiece in the women's doubles.
21-14, 1 game all.
Well, this is a huge turn-up for the books. I think we shouldn't make any predictions for the final game.
I will. The Danes will win.
It's a risky business, given the way you said it would pan out at the start, Steve.
En dag endnu længere frem. Jeg tror ikke, de giver så meget derovre, som de gjorde her til sidst. Og så klar højde, ikke? Når vi så trykker, hvis vi har fanget dem i hjørnerne, så er det begge to frem.
Ja, vi skal virkelig have disciplin. Når vi ligger ned under,
ja.
så må vi ikke spille til nettet, for dem lukker de altså.
Ja, det vil de rigtig gerne have. Og der skal vi skal bare gøre det, som vi plejer, så bare køre dem væk.
Ja, men vi kan ikke spille, som vi plejer lige nu. Vi kan bare ikke vinde begge, som vi plejer.
Nej, men i den situation skal vi tage den samme beslutning, som vi plejer.
Ja.
Ikke? Og det er klart, de har spillet en hel kamp herinde før, de har lidt bedre føling end os. Det er der ikke så meget underligt i. Det er fint nok. Ikke?
Yeah, discussing that the Americans probably got a little bit better feeling, got a better touch for the hole here, but otherwise than that, as far as I'm concerned, they got the right plan, the Danes. They want to avoid taking these stupid chances from below the tape. Just put it close to the baseline instead of trying to play a creative shot.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
Well, here's some of the stats. And,
player, please.
Well, honours even all round here. Pedersen and Juhl given a real fright here by Obanana.
Christina, who receive? You receive, okay? Okay. Final game. Level, play.
Well, no doubt there was some surprise yesterday when the Netherlands. Hold on, there's a shuttle on court here from the match between Germany and Australia next door. Okay, we can start again. I was saying that there was a bit of an upset yesterday. The Netherlands beating Chinese Taipei. But I would say if Obanana beat Rytter and Pedersen, it would be the biggest shock of this BWF Thomas and Hubei Cup so far.
Really well played by Lee here, who took the rush towards the net and created the opportunity for Obanana to win it.
Service over. 2-1.
What they discussed in the break. The Danes, that's how to do it. And also from a tactical point of view, I think they should aim the smashes a little bit more at Obanana, because he's not as confident playing on the front court as Lee is. Good idea.
Service over.
Terrible outcome.
4.
Another mistake from Pedersen. You can see she's just getting a little frustrated with herself. I know these errors now are costly.
They're struggling now, and I mean, they have to realize that the way they played the two first games, they're going to struggle now. So there's not going to be any easy points or great play. It's hard work now, and the beginning is doing the right things. Now the next thing they need is to do them at the right pace and push up the speed.
6-3.
Quite a crucial time of the game right now because they've gotten this 3-4 point lead. So, but they need to make it bigger because otherwise they might fall asleep again.
Service over. 4-7. Service over. 8-4.
Really good smash placement by Obanana.
8. Service over.
Trying to dominate the net.
9-5.
What went on there? Just kind of sort of left it to each other here, didn't they?
I think it's normally one of the situations where the Americans would change so that Eva Lee will move towards the net. Unfortunately for her, Obanana read it otherwise. That's it.
Well, it's a nice lead now, isn't it, for the Danes? 6 points. They're ahead now going into the interval. And it seems like normality has been restored in this match.
Exactly. It seems like normality has been restored, but it's not. And it's important now that Lars sort of keeps the Danes fired up now.
Well, now you cannot kill. Can you sometimes soft smash, not the same power smash? Sometimes you clear to the middle. Let the opponent attack first. We return the attack. Okay? Not like you hot. You lost the position. Opponent other side, we missing. Sometimes you change the power to down. If you cannot, you play to the middle. Middle opponent attack, no problem. He cannot kill us. You see, change the weight, not only one. And the Eva, I believe, not so is good. Netting good. So you must close Eva.
I totally agree with Kjaersfeldt that the Americans would benefit from varying their attack a little bit. If they're not able to kill it, just put a clear in the middle. It's always good advice in ladies double.
Yeah. 11-5. Play.
Just getting away from the Americans here now. Been a great effort from them.
Service over. 6-12.
Stay on serve from Pedersen.
Good reaction at the net from Obanana, but a strange serve. It looks like she lost the shuttle and had to flick it.
It's long.
8-12.
It's a little deception. But too much power.
Oh, wasn't by much, was it? Very close call.
That's it.
Service over. 13-8. 14-8.
Well, there'll be some relief in the Danish camp.
Yeah,
Should
but
they
also
come through this.
yeah, and the last 2 or 3 rallies they've been playing more like they want to play.
Whoa! 15-8.
Recovery from Obanana. How can it lead to something? Oh, it can. And she's the one that finishes it off. She deserves the applause.
She lost a hairband during the rally.
She decided to redo her hair while watching this. It's been a hairy moment or two, hasn't it, for the Danish pair in this game. But, that shows a lot of the fighting spirit between these American duo. Obanana getting the point that, well, keeps them just about in the hunt here, although at 15-9.
2 or 3 easy points. 2 or 3 easy points on their back end.
Service over. 16-9.
This just illustrates what we discussed in the first game, that the Danes are actually going to use more power playing 3 sets than they would have if they'd geared up in the first and followed up in the second.
That's it.
Service over. 10-16.
Eva Lee makes her way to the net. Excellent play.
Good play all around. Obanana puts it in the net.
Service over.
Denmark edging closer to the crucial point. points from victory now, Denmark here.
$19-10. 20, match point,
they've
10.
taken this to a third game, the Americans, but now they're staring 10 match points for the Danes right in the face. It's good, and that is the match. Comfortable in the end for Denmark, but boy, they were given a fright by Nivali and Obanana. Went all the way to this third game. In the end, they took it 21-10 in the decisive one.
Match won by
If we should
Denmark,
select a player of the match, in my opinion, it would be Eva Lee, who played really well. On the positive note for the Danes is that they finished off quite well, so they can take some confidence with them tomorrow.
Yeah, the world number 5 pair get the job done in the end. And Steen's going to exit the commentary box. We look at the stats there, and you can see the winners from the net. They just about shaded it, Rytter and Pedersen. But it was a well-fought match from Lee and Obanana. So that victory for Rytter and Pedersen gives Denmark a 2-1 advantage in this best of 5 Hubei Cup group stage match. And the next on court is going to be the third of the women's singles as Lina Kjaersfeldt takes on Jamie Subandhi. Alongside me then to watch these closing 2 rubbers now is silver medal winner in the Hubei Cup, Juhl. She represented England on many occasions. Jill, it's been a closer encounter than I think anyone would have expected this match between Denmark and the USA.
Much, much closer. I mean, it's the wonderful thing about this competition. You know, the Americans get the opportunity to play against top Danes in world badminton, and you know, and they've grasped that opportunity very well indeed. I have to say that last women's doubles, I found absolutely extraordinary. The world number 5s playing against the world number 30s, and you would never, ever have guessed there was that sort of a difference between their overall standard in as far as the world ranking is concerned. I thought the Danes, I have to be honest, looked a little bit sloppy. It looked to me as if they'd come out sort of thinking, we're going to beat the Americans, this is just a warm-up match. And now, of course, there's a lot of pressure on this lady, just a youngster, 18 years of age, and only just 18 years of age, and all the pressure is on her.
Yeah, Lina Kjaersfeldt here up against Jamie Subandhi. As you say, only just 18, one of the up-and-coming stars in Danish badminton. She's taking on Subandhi here, who's only just back in badminton action. In fact, when they show the world ranking, you'll see she hasn't got one officially. She took a break out of the game. But for Kjaersfeldt, it's all just beginning at 18. How good a player is she, do you think, Jill?
Well, there's been an awful lot of talk about her in the Danish media, and certainly her junior results have been absolutely outstanding. But what's really interesting from my point of view is that Denmark has now decided they want her to concentrate on women's singles. That's understandable. They're looking for somebody to replace Tina Baun when Tina retires after the Olympic Games. But when you look at her junior results, actually, you know, she was European junior champion in the mixed doubles. She was a bronze medalist at the World Junior Championships in girls' doubles, and here she is now concentrating on singles. So she's started her badminton career really on the doubles front. But it's very interesting because I think that, you know, it's very much part of the development of a badminton player to play all three disciplines when you're younger. But what's unusual is to enjoy success in doubles and then concentrate on singles. Having said that, there's a very famous Dane who's leading the Thomas Cup squad who did exactly the same thing. Peter Gade, his first major title, World Junior Champion in men's doubles. And look what he's achieved in men's singles. World #1, 4 World Championship medals, All England champion. Must be something to it.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty good path to follow, isn't it, in terms of Peter Gade.
Okay, players, get ready.
The umpire just getting the players ready here. Diranj Gunedi. So a bit of pressure, as you say, on this young girl's shoulders, Kjaersfeldt, with the match at 2-1. Women's doubles still to come. Roepke and Kruse up against the Wang sisters.
Yeah, that one could be interesting.
On my right, USA represented by Jami Subandhi. And on my left, Denmark represented by Lee Kjaersfeldt. USA to serve, love all, play.
Denmark are being made to fight for their win over the United States here this afternoon in the Wuhan Sports Centre. This is an interesting match, isn't it? Subandhi, who was swept aside yesterday by Minasumitani, up against the young Dane.
Service over, 1-all.
It's a nice touch early on from Subandhi.
2-1.
Yeah, she's looking a little nervous to me. Subandhi needed to have played that last one. I thought the net shot was going wide.
Service over, 4-2.
That's long from Kjaersfeldt.
5-2.
You say a rather nervy start, maybe as expected. That's nice though from Subandhi.
6-2.
Yeah, not only good technique there, but great awareness of where her opponent was positioned on court, hit into the open space.
Service over, 3-6.
She's felt a little bit guilty of having played the serve. She's backtracking in court. She's got to stand her ground. You've got to look for the net. Well, you've got to ask yourself, why are you going to play the low serve in the first place? What are you looking for? And most players are looking for the net reply.
Service over, 4-7.
settle now.
6,
Kjaersfeldt.
7. All.
Oh, a number of times she's done that. That's
Service
absolutely
over.
delightful.
8,
Subandhi just swaying her body one way and yet playing the check net shot. And at the moment, the Danes just not able to react to it.
That's good. Some
9,
nice shots about it.
7.
She struggled yesterday. She was at university at UCLA, famous university in America, and she decided to stop playing badminton for a while. Mistake there by
10,
Kjaersfeldt,
7.
but she's decided to give the game a go again. Last weekend she finished second at the Boston Open, an international event, in the north of America. She was a bronze medalist at the Nationals in America back in April.
Service over. 8, 10. All.
Well, after a sticky start,
11,
Kjaersfeldt actually
10,
goes into the interval
double.
and in front.
Yeah, the last 3 or 4 rallies she's done really well about getting Subandhi to the back of the court, getting the shuttle behind her. And that, of course, allows the tall Dane to then dominate from the front of the court.
Causing not successful too much. Why? Because pay attention already. You play one time, but go inside a little bit. One time, and then move the opponent. Yes, go here and go again. Okay, not always concentrate the forehand. Forehand is okay, but not easy outside. Okay, you must change it. If you miss, not miss it. Change the way and go back. Okay, not always one way.
Great pictures of how every part of the
11,
body is stretched
10, play.
desperation to get to the shuttle.
Service over. 11 all. Service over. 12, 11.
Yeah, she had to be careful the way she finished that off. Didn't want to take the shuttle before it had crossed over the line of the net. And what's impressive now is the way that she really is using those deep corners so well. Kjaersfeldt.
14, 11.
You talk about trying to take the mantle from Tina Baun. She's a tall girl, isn't she? Similar kind of build
15,
as well to Tina.
11.
You mentioned that she hasn't played that much singles. Partly some of it apparently is down to the fact that she's had a bit of a knee injury. And obviously at this stage of her career didn't want to stretch her too much.
Service over. 12, 15. 30, 15.
Starting to assume some kind of control now. Here is Tina Baun.
16, 13. Seventeen, 13.
Jorgensen, who I'm sure will be relieved if Nina here can take the vital point.
Service over, 14,
Luck
17.
of the net cord helping the American on that occasion. How many times now has she pushed deep into Subandhi's forehand corner, got a weak reply and then been able to finish off the rally? It's obviously a weakness.
Service over, 15, 18. Service over, 19, 15.
Yeah, once again, pushed flat deep into that forehand corner.
15.
So 5 game points here for Nina Kjaersfeldt. And in the end, it was pretty comfortable. It was a sticky start, but she really showed some classy play as the game went on. 21-15, the margin of that first game, and Denmark closing in on victory here.
Hvor du spiller den en gang længere ned, så bliver du ikke straffet. Så går det, at vi skal arbejde en bold eller 2 bolde mere. Men du vinder klart størstedelen af den. Det er det, der er aller vigtigt, synes jeg. Det er stadig ikke huske, at hun kommer fremad, og hun ikke møder bolden første gang. Så kommer han kort. Hun har ikke lavet den her, og så ligger den langt endnu. Så må du gerne bare blive stående. Hvis den så langt kommer, så smækker vi den bare væk, så du er mere fremadrettet. De gange, hvor du hvor hun laver de der lidt flade, så bare tænk på, at du prøver ikke at komme helt ned på bagbanen, bare den kommer lidt væk, fordi hun er allerede på vej fremad.
Jeg har skudt den ud.
Ja, men bare tænk på, at hun har grøften måske. Så det gør ikke så meget, at den ikke ligger helt på bagbanen i forhold til. Bare give den en lille smule mindre, hvis du kan. Ja. Er du okay? Ja, det er bedst.
Now a little bit of Danish, but were you able to pick up anything of what Victor Olsen was saying?
No, I'm afraid couldn't really hear.
Yeah. But one would assume she got more of the same aggression that she showed in that second half of the game, really. Stick to that tactic of pushing it to Subandhi's forehand.
20 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think those statistics emphasise that point. You know, winners from the net, the hold and flick deep into that forehand corner, really making the big difference. Something else that picking up from those stats is the fact that Subandhi really hasn't been mixing up her service at all.
Second game, long ball, play. Service over, 1 love. Two love.
points, 3 unforced errors from the young Dane. That's a nice rally, though. Took control from the onset, dictated the pace. To control the front of the court, absolutely vital in badminton.
Two, three.
What I've noticed from the Kjaersfeldt start of the game, you can expect it to be nervous and a lot of pressure on her shoulders, but I mean, outwardly at least never seems to be showing any of it. She seems very calm.
I watched her in training the other day here in Wuhan, but this is the first time I've actually watched her in competition play, because she's been concentrating on the junior events. And I have to say, like you, I've been impressed so far with the whole attitude. You know, she hasn't panicked when she was down in that opening game. She's kept her focus, kept her resolve. And I can see skill-wise, I think that her racket skills, her tactical awareness, you know, occasionally she's playing a naive shot, but basically it's all there. You know, and given 2 or 3 years when physically she develops a little bit more, she is going to be a world-class player. You see, look at that. That's just wonderful shot. Great awareness, great skill. And when she's getting behind the shuttle, she has those options. Yeah, and again. You know, watching her play, when she's got herself into position, she's got so many opportunities because she's got a huge repertoire of shots. Her problem is at the moment is she's not fast enough, and physically she's not strong enough in her legs. So at times she's not really getting behind the shuttle. But that will come. That will come in time.
Service over, 9-5.
Oh, it's a lovely rally.
Subandhi got back a few shots there that she had no right to. Well, the determination paid off. Look at that one.
Yeah, good angle smash.
10-6.
Yeah, that was a prime example of not really getting behind the shuttle, and that's why she made the error. Delightful. That really is such a good shot. Slicing across the feathers creates extra spin, and the extra spin makes the shuttle come down so much steeper.
Snarere for at være helt glad og være ops på det. Det er langsomt alt, så de har svært ved at få den ned på ting. De er stadig fint, når du er i offensiv, når du står godt til, når du laver noget.
20 seconds. We will have the fifth match of Hubei Cup Group C, women's doubles in court 3. Representing
The Hubei Cup clash between Denmark and the United States of America has been a close run affair. But with Kjaersfeldt here a game up, and now at 11-8 up here in the second game, they have a chance to seal the victory.
Service over. 9, 11.
Oh, that's nice. There's such a difference when you dress the shuttle early at the net. Came from above the shuttle, therefore you can play the net shot, or she did on that occasion, that little hold and flick deep into court. Yeah, totally outmaneuvered her opponent on that occasion.
13, 10.
And that really is what singles is all about, trying to outmaneuver your opponent using all four corners of the court, patiently waiting for the right opportunity.
Nice shot from Subandhi there in response, but I suppose in the same way that when Tina Baun took on Wang in the opening game, big height difference isn't there as well between the players. How much of an advantage is that then?
12,
it's a great advantage if you're hitting down. It's not such an advantage if you're defending, because obviously you've got to get down lower the taller you are. And that's one of the beauties of badminton, is that, you know, all different heights of players can play to the very, very elite level. In tennis nowadays, basically, even for the women, if you're not nearing 6 foot tall, you're struggling. Very few players. You name me one of the top men's tennis players that's not 6 foot or above. Not the case in badminton.
15, 12.
Nice again. Subandhi's trying to make a fist of this.
13, 15.
Yeah, she's got some good skills.
Interesting, she took a sabbatical from the game, concentrate on her studies. Difficulty in getting from university to where the training camp would have been. So took a little bit of time out, but now she's back in the badminton fold.
Service over. 16, 13.
Yeah, I think also the whole setup of badminton in the United States of America, there's it's very, very difficult for the players to play full time, and therefore they are students or they have jobs,
14,
and therefore then traveling around the world to the tournaments, which is what you need to do to get your world ranking up, is very, very difficult. And therefore, if you're only playing domestic events, the motivation perhaps at times is lacking, because you're not getting the opportunity to play against some of these great players, and that's the beauty of this competition.
As you look at the results yesterday in particular, and obviously it's more of the same today, where it's 5-0, 5-0, 5-0, but the Netherlands showed yesterday that, you know, the experience can work. They beat Chinese Taipei, and again here America have shown it's been a worthwhile exercise for them to be here, with, you know, the way that they pushed in the women's double in the last game, and the fact that Wang got her victory as well in the women's singles.
Yeah, it's interesting because there's been some talk of changing the whole format of this Thomas and Hubei Cup, and, you know, at the moment we have all 5 continents represented, and personally I think that's a great thing for the sport. much clear, attacking clear, not giving the shuttle too much height.
19. Change. Service over.
So
20.
match points have arrived for Denmark.
15.
And it's out from Subandhi. And Lena Kjaersfeldt, the 18-year-old, has taken Denmark over the line. An unassailable 3-1 lead now, thanks to her straight games win, 21-15.
Match won by Denmark, 21-15, 21-16.
Confirmation of the result from Duraj Ganeri there. And a very impressive performance from Lena Kjaersfeldt. I'm sure we're going to see quite a bit of her in years to come as well. Confirmation there in just under 25 minutes. 21-15, 21-16 the scoreline. Her teammates enjoyed it as well. Serve in the whole of the game. Kjaersfeldt. More overhead winners, more winners from the net. And, well, she did more than enough to get the job done. So there you go, Denmark have beaten the United States of America 3-1, the scoreline after 4 of the rubber. Still, we have that final women's double still to come, which is Roepke and Kruse up against the Wang sisters. But Kjaersfeldt victory makes sure that Denmark are going to be through to the quarterfinals. And it means their match against Japan tomorrow will decide who wins the group. So just the women's doubles then to complete our 5 matches. Maria Roepke and Lena Kruse up against Rina and Iris Wang. We've seen the Wang girls already in the singles, haven't we?
We will have the fifth match of Juhl for the women's doubles in
So the one in front, Iris, the younger sister, has won a point for the Americans here.
Lena Kruse, representing the United States of America. Wang, Iris Wang.
Well, there's Lena Kruse and Maria Roepke. They back together as a pair in the senior ranks in the last year or so. They were partners in the junior ranks as well. And of course, no doubt, Iris and Rina they know each other's game pretty well. Marina, 4 years the senior of Iris.
What do you choose? Who receive? Iris. Iris receive. Lina serving on left side. Lina serve and this left side.
Duties.
Where's the bird?
Well, there could have been something on this, couldn't there? If the women's doubles not swung back in Denmark's favour, but as it is, it's a match where both sides can really relax here, try and produce their best badminton. Not too much between them in the rankings. Kruse and Roepke were at 23. Victory early this month at the Denmark International. Expected to win, they were the #1 seeds, but they much needed confidence boost from that. And I suppose, Jill, they really stood to attention last year when they made that dash at the semi-finals of the All England. And, everyone took notice of this pair that they could do something. I suppose that made it even harder for them to sort of show that, yes, it wasn't just a one-off.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it was most extraordinary because, as you say, they had only just reformed their partnership in senior badminton. It was only their 3rd tournament at All England. They started off in the qualifying event, and in fact, they got a bye on their qualifying match, so went straight into the main draw. But as qualifiers, officially as qualifiers, reaching that semi-final, it was phenomenal. The whole world sat up and took notice of them from that moment on. And of course, since then, recently silver medalists at the European Championships, losing out to their teammates who we've seen earlier today, Rytter, Juhl and Pedersen. But, you know, they're a solid pair, but they haven't really had the breakthrough as far as big tournament wins are concerned. Their teammates, their first women's doubles pair, of course, have won a Super Series now, whereas this Danish combination, lots and lots of very good results which haven't yet translated into major tournament victories.
Well, the Wang sisters, 32 in the world rankings. Good finishes as well this year without winning. Semi-finalists in events in Peru and Poland. Played a lot of badminton over the last year and the attempts to get to the Olympics.
Heated discussions before we've even started.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, United States of America, represented by Wang and Iris Wang. And on my left, Denmark, represented by Maria Roepke and Lina Damkjær-Kruse. Denmark to serve, Lina Damkjær-Kruse to Iris Wang. Level play.
Nice start for the Danes.
Love.
Perfect start.
Love.
Daughter of the great Nina Kopen, of course, Roepke. Nina Kopen, 2 gold medals at the first ever World Championships in Badminton in Malmo in 1997. Singles and mixed doubles. Gone are the days where people play singles and doubles.
Yeah, we were just talking about that before with Kjaersfeldt, weren't we?
Love. Love. Sex, love.
Well, they're compatriots. Juhl and Pedersen struggled in their women's doubles matches, but we've got a start here for Roepke and Kruse, 7 straight points.
Love.
Somehow the Wang girls here need to get a foothold in this game.
Oh, it's called long.
Service over.
Couldn't have missed by much.
8.
Yeah, I think the line judge there was in 2 minds.
Service over. 9-1. Service over. 2-9.
Oh, that's a great interception from Roepke.
Service over. 10-3.
Definitely prefers to be at the net intercepting rather than doing the smashing from the back of the court. That's a good rally.
11-3 interval.
Well, all's well that ends well, I suppose, for Denmark. They are looking good now for another point in this match against the United States. Not easy for the Wang girls. You're talking about
to open the game is
winning
5 points,
gold medals
6
in
points, how to play.
singles and in doubles. Of course, they've
Even
been
the back,
involved in the
goodness,
singles
you
already.
cannot kill. Sometimes you get a smash
Yeah,
hard,
especially
a
for
high, sometimes
ours,
soft
because
smash.
49
Okay.
minutes on court for that.
Okay, not just the same point, same
Singles.
power, same power. Change the power.
Must physically have
Okay,
taken
important to
something
open
out
the
of that.
game, how to
Great achievement for those
No
to win
mistake.
as well.
Yeah.
20 seconds.
Okay.
Court 1, 20 seconds.
Started learning playing badminton together when they were a cousin's birthday party.
Alice.
Thought it was a bit of fun.
11-3 play.
Turned out to be a good party.
Three.
It's good play. Much more positive on their defensive play. The Americans driving the defence back at their opponents, and one of them moving forward to the net. They're just lifting again. Try and do something with it. Yeah, well,
relentless from
Service
Roepke.
over.
yeah, not a lot you can do really.
13-4.
Roepke is moving forward like that. Very, very good front court player. Oh my goodness, what on earth happened there?
Service over. 5-13.
Right idea.
Service over. 14-5.
Oh, goodness me, that was called
Service
wide.
over.
Looked like, I
6,
mean, it's
14.
well, obviously we've got a good vantage point where we're sitting, but it looked like the
Oh,
line. I
no,
think it might have been a perfect call.
It was a correct call.
Yeah.
There's clever placement of the smash, aiming towards the right shoulder of Lina Kruse.
Yeah, I think there was a moment there where Roepke could have left one. I think it was going to drift wide. Little errors creeping into the Danish game here.
Service over. 15-8. Over 9-15. Service over 16-9. None.
Well, Kruse with the serve, and it's Denmark in Kruse control right now. 17-9 to the good. 3-1 up in terms of the match situation, and that's delightful.
18-9.
Real indecision between the two Wang sisters. Who was going to take that one down the middle?
Service over 19-11.
Played themselves into trouble by smashing cross court. It opens up the angles.
Fast start to this game did the Danish pair. They now have 9 game points.
Service over 12-20. Game.
So pretty comfortable
First game won by Denmark 21-12.
Kruse and Rytter 21-12. Kind of an anticlimactic end to what had been a pretty good contest between these two nations.
Yes, it's always very difficult for the players playing what is, in essence, a dead rubber. If the match is still alive, there's something to play for. Obviously, the United States of America, having lost yesterday, they know they're out of the competition now. So it really is just playing for pride, and when both the players on court have already played and they're fatigued anyway, very difficult for them.
Yeah, good point. They got off that difficult start as well, so especially trying to retrieve a situation, given those circumstances, even harder. Stats from the opening game.
Yeah, look at the number of winners in total. 9 as opposed to just 2 from the Americans. And real dominance from the net, and that in doubles is what it's all about. You can't really be expecting to hit too many winners from the back of the court. It's all about building the rally, getting the net player involved for the net player to finish it off. And as we saw from the stats, total dominance in that department from the Danes.
Second game, level, play. Hey. Service over, 1 love. Service over, 1 all.
Oh, that's brilliant. Goodness me, how did she get her racket on that?
Helps to be that tall.
Yeah. That's where it's the advantage.
Service over, 3-2.
Very well taken from Kruse. Short, sharp movement of the racket head. Racket up ready. Just brushing across the shuttle. Oh my goodness, confusion.
5-2.
Now, as a general rule, you have to say that the player that's on the cross court should be taking the one down the middle. Yeah, nicely done again. It's a lovely change of pace by the Danes. There's that long arm again, but this time couldn't control it.
Service over.
Apologises for the good fortune.
7-3. Service over, 4-7.
Nicely played between the two sisters. Iris
5,
at the back there,
7.
Rena at the front.
What a difference when they get themselves on the attack, when they're the players hitting in a downward direction. Immediately the next rally, they're back on the defence again.
Service over, 6-8. Service over, 9-6.
Channel attack, hit down in between your two opponents, and not only causes confusion, it also narrows the angle of reply. No chance of getting a net player involved then.
Well, the Danish fan has got his hooter out, obviously.
Out, service over, 7-10.
Fight of it, aren't they, the Wang girls here? Denmark with the initiative at the interval here in the second game. A bit of a fight back here from Iris and Rena Wang.
Well, very difficult to hear what Rytter Olsen was saying there, but she was, I think, telling them not to get embroiled in the flat game, to use the spaces and use the change of pace.
11-8.
So she's wanting them, when they go forward, to use the blocks again, which is what they were doing so successfully in the opening game.
12-8.
Yeah, well-constructed rally.
14-8. It's okay. No.
The Americans just asking the umpire if the shuttle had crossed over the net, or whether Kruse had actually touched the net with her racket. There's the softer one, and again.
Service over. 9.
Certainly trying to implement coach's instructions. That's nice.
Service over. 15-9. Service over. 10-15.
taking a good spirit, aren't they? The American girls here, not quite coming off of them. Points required for victory now for Roepke and Kruse.
Service over, 11-17.
That's way longer from that line.
12-17.
More left.
Service over, 18-12. Service over, 13-18. Iris. Service over, 19.
Pouncing on that one.
Match point, 13.
So match points here for the Danish pair. Well, I think typical of the way America have approached this whole match here against Denmark. Fighting right to the end. Saved a couple of match points.
15,
Still 5 to go. And Denmark complete the victory. 4-1 then the final scoreline, thanks to the doubles pair of Kruse and Roepke coming through. 21-12, 21-15.
Match won by Denmark, 21-12, 21-15. Thank you.
Well, it was quite a solid, dependable and rather polished performance from the Danish pair.
Yes, indeed. Came out so strongly, didn't they, at the start of the match, that 8-love lead, and from there they really set the tone of the whole encounter. Just 24 minutes for the whole match.
So that brings this game, well, this match to conclusion. Here's the stats from that match, and where you can see the overhead winners in particular of benefit to the Danish pair.
Yeah, in general, 3 times as many winners. Well, that really is very significant. Danes always looking to get on the attack, and the rare occasions that the Americans managed to do so, they enjoyed a lot more success.
Plenty of smiles around. Of course, the destiny of the victory overall was already out of the question. So there you go, Denmark 4, the United States of America 1. Tina Baun, very comfortable victory against Wang, and then a bit of a surprise with Wang beating Jorgensen And then all the way to 3 games, Lee and Obanana pushing Rytter and Pedersen, the number 5 world pair, all the way before the 2 victories right at the end, which mean that Denmark and Japan, with a game to spare, are through to the quarterfinals. They will meet tomorrow to decide who wins the group. United States are heading home. Well, it's been a very nice contest, this, between the United States and Denmark. Tina Baun, well, a little bit of a worry over a shoulder injury, but there didn't seem to be any problems at all in her victory over Wang. But Rena's little sister came through. A little bit of surprise against Jorgensen. Jorgensen had steadied the ship with that 2nd game win, but great effort from Wang, and the 17-year-old pulled it off. But 17-year-old did it, and 18-year-old managed it as well, with Dina Kjaersfeldt seeing off Jamie Subandhi before we saw the women's doubles of Roepke and Kruse see Denmark home with a 4-1 victory. Well, from Juhl, from Steen, and myself, Richard, will be with you a little later on when we bring you the Thomas Cup match between England and Indonesia. But from now here on the show court at the Wuhan Sports Centre, it's goodbye for now.